Many years before Christopher Columbus actually stumbled upon America, there were people living in North America. Native American people, also called American Indians, had been living on the continent of North America for many years, and by the time the Americans were discovered, it is estimated that there were over 10 million Native Americans already living on the continent. These people had been living on this continent for longer than most people actually imagine, with actual documentation going back to around 150,000 years before Christ, when the Sandia Indians were first documented on the continent. But once Europeans arrived in America, things became much different. At first, the Native American people found these new arrivals to be intriguing and interesting, and they almost worshipped these fair-skinned people. As time went by, it became apparent that the Europeans were greedy and cruel, as well as very materialistic. Soon, the Native American people began to despise the white men and hate the greedy ways they had brought to the continent. Not only did these new settlers bring greed and hate, but they also brought along many diseases that the Indians had never faced before. These new diseases affected the Indians and killed many of them, since they had no resistance. The Aboriginal people were the original settlers in Australia. Research believes that they landed on the continent at least 50,000 years ago. They came from Southeast Asia during the last ice age. When European settlers came, there was around 1 million Aboriginal people settled across the Australian continent, living a simple life as hunters and gatherers. There were approximately 300 clans that spoke 250 different languages. Each clan was attached to a specific land of spiritual reasons, but trade did exist between them. All Aboriginal people shared a belief called dream time. It was a timeless and magical spiritual belief that spiritual ancestors created the world and still have an effect on nature today. Many European explorers and navigators had sailed the coastline of Australia, but it wasn't until 1770 that British Captain James Cook claimed the east coast for the British. Rabbit Proof Fence is a film that is based on a true story of three Aboriginal girls who escaped from Moon River Native Settlement, a segregation camp for children of mixed descent, and successfully returns home to their family following the Rabbit Proof Fence. Today, most of the Aboriginal people speak English, and not many live like they used to, but in the poor parts around the cities. The Maori are the indigenous people of New Zealand. They came here for more than 1,000 years ago, compared to the others not long ago. A Deutsch navigator was the first European to encounter the Maori, and James Cook established a friendly relationship with the Maoris. By 1800, visits by European ships had become frequent. Tamako is a permanent body and face marking by the Maori. Today, about 530,000 Maoris live in New Zealand. Because of the high numbers of mixed marriages between Maoris and white people, there live very few Maori of pure Maori descent.